First things first, this looks like a guitar and they call it a guitar, but that's not really what it's about. The absolute best use for this is for us guitarists who want to do some cool keyboard and other instrument sounds but can't play keys to save our lives. Before we get into all of what it does, let me just show you how it arrives. It's a nice and compact shipment. So the packaging is simple and really nice on this. It comes in this very slim box, a little bit of foam here to protect it. And you've got the guitar in 2 pieces, and it assembles really simply, which I'll show you in a minute. And you just got a little extra stuff here. There's a USB cable in here, which I had already taken out. They give you a couple complimentary picks. There's some stickers in here if you want to do some stuff that's educational, and a tool when you want to make some changes on the guitar. Snapping it together is incredibly simple. You see this little slot here? It just pops right into there. You just got to line it up. Clicks right in. When you want to take it out, then you can put it away. On the top here, you have the on-off button and the volume control as well as the gain control. You have the input for headphones if you want to play with headphones in, and a microphone jack that you can put here if you want to kind of do a one-man band thing and sing along and play and have it come through the built-in speaker on it. A nice thing they've added in the latest iteration of this guitar is this mute button here, or a mute bar, which you can put your palm over to do palm muting on it rather than resting it on the strings. The strings here are nylon and very similar to a nylon string guitar, but maybe a bit thinner. And then over here, there are simulated strings. This is like a silicone plastic kind of thing. Very good for a beginner if you're having trouble holding strings down and you just want to learn basic chords on something like this first. But again, that's not going to be our primary use case for it. Then over here, I spoke about this for a minute. You can bring it up or down a half step at a time. The tone button there is just changing the built-in tones. And nice little feature when you change with the capo, it shows you what you're doing, up or down. And then finally here, you've got the 1/4" out if you want to plug it into an amp and use the sounds built into it. And what we're going to be doing, that little USB-C there, which we're going to run into a computer and use it as a MIDI controller. Now I said I would come back to this USB output, and that's where I'm going to get real use out of this instrument. I can take that USB and go right into my PC, and it shows up as a MIDI instrument and any software I'm using. There's no need to download any drivers or anything. It was really simple. So I'm going to do just that and put together a mini song here and show you how I like to use this for synth pads and cool digi bass tones and even a double guitar part with a keyboard. As you saw there, it's way easier for me to sync up with the guitar exactly on the end part because I get to play it the same way instead of trying to transpose it to what it does on keys. Now, of course, this won't do bends and slide and hammer-ons and such, and it's because of that that I consider this more of a keyboard-style instrument than a guitar, and it's going to make my life easier as that. That said, it could make a nice synthetic guitar for a beginner too because of the ability to learn chord shapes before you build finger strength and hold down metal strings. If you're going to use it like that, you can let the onboard speaker do its thing, or you can plug it into any place you'd plug a guitar into and use the onboard sounds through that. Okay, just by way of showing you a couple sounds that are built into it, I have it plugged in from the 1/4" just going into the computer, and the basic guitar sound that it comes with. Notice I mute it, just hitting this little thing here, and it stops the strings from ringing. It's got a built-in basically capo, so I've got these 2 switches here to go up and down, and basically it's like moving a capo up and down a fret. And you see it does that, it lights up there. I gotta turn it around quick. At the top here, it shows you where the capo's at. Put it back down. And then this here selects from the sounds that are built into it, and it also shows you by way of lighting up on the fret which one of the sound banks you're in. Kind of harpsichord 12-string kind of sound there. Got a cool little piano sound here. Bass sound, which I quite like, especially for someone who doesn't have a bass. Then you've got the ability to have it do drum tracks or plug a source into it, like I said before, the microphone, and you can kind of use it through a speaker to do an all-in-one kind of band thing. So there you have a kind of quick overview and what I consider to be the best use for this instrument. There are, of course, a bunch of demos online that show different aspects of it. It comes with a really nice app that has a lot built into it if you want to do practicing along with songs and all that kind of thing. I think the price point is pretty reasonable, and as a synth controller, there's not a lot of options out there and nothing that tracks well like this does. I definitely would recommend it if you want to use it the same way I do. So as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I get back to everyone as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music.